नमस्ते स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम लेकर आए हैं इम्पोर्टेंट MCQs और प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस। देखते हैं आपका प्रिपरेशन लेवल कैसा है।
Which property makes gold suitable for jewelry? Why are non-minus metals generally not used for making wires? Can sulfur be used instead of zinc to prevent rusting of iron? Which metal is used to coat iron during galvanization? Why is zinc used to protect iron from rusting? Why does an ironsmith heat iron before shaping it? Which property of heated iron helps an ironsmith make tools? Metals and non-minus metals are classified based on what? Most non-minus metals are generally what in appearance? Which property is generally found in metals but not in non-minus metals? Which property is generally found in non-minus metals but not in metals? Which materials are generally good conductors of heat and electricity? Non-minus metals are generally what type of conductors? What type of oxide is produced when metals react with oxygen? What type of oxide is produced when non-minus metals react with oxygen? How do non-minus metals generally behave with water? What happens to metal objects exposed to moist air for long periods? What is the common name for corrosion of iron? Which statement best describes metals in everyday life? Which statement best describes non-minus metals in everyday life? Which civilization used metals such as copper and gold but had little evidence of iron use? Which metal greatly improved agricultural tools in ancient India? Why were iron plows considered superior? What is one reason copper may have been discovered before iron? Steel ropes are commonly used in suspension bridges because they can? Steel is made from iron and which non-metal? Which musical instrument may use metal wires according to the chapter? Which musical instrument may use metal wires according to the chapter? Which musical instrument may use metal wires according to the chapter? Which musical instrument may use metal wires according to the chapter? What are the basic building blocks of all matter called? Can an element be broken down into simpler substances by ordinary means? Which of the following is an element? Which of the following is not classified as a metal or non-metal element? Which of the following is not an element? Why is oxygen important for humans? Which non-metal is a key component of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates? Why is nitrogen important in agriculture? Why is chlorine added to water? Why is iodine applied to wounds? What is an alloy? Which metal is mentioned for use in atomic energy applications? Which metal is mentioned for use in aerospace applications? Why are metals recycled in India? Dokra is an example of what type of Indian artwork? Bidriware is famous as which type of artwork? Pambarthi is known as a form of which art? Kamrupi is associated with which category of artwork mentioned in the project? Which activity helps identify states where metals are found in India? Which device is suggested for exploring the use of metals and non-metals in technology projects?
एक्सीलेंट एफर्ट। ऐसे ही प्रैक्टिस करते रहिए और नए MCQ और PYQ वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें।